the number of people that have traveled abroad to participate in foreign conflicts, and this could be in Libya, this could be in Iraq, this could be in Afghanistan, is less than 30. And all these people did not necessarily join Daesh. Obviously, there are some of them, the likes of Khalid Kelly, the very well-known person that joined, but there are also those that have hidden themselves or that have not been mentioned in the media. But the law enforcement agency, they are aware of it, because Ireland has had its part of extremism in the past. Just 20, 30 years ago in the north of Ireland, there were so many extremists, so many terrorist bombings and innocent people being killed. And I think the law enforcement agencies have to some extent experience when it comes to terrorism, and they are continuously monitoring certain individuals that are of interest. So they are doing their job. But at the same time, I believe that as Muslims, we must also do our job. Radicalization, many things contribute to it, many factors contribute to it. It could be a social factor, an economical factor, it could be a religious factor, religious distortion, for example. There is no such thing as one size fits all, because when you look at those people that traveled to Syria, traveled to Iraq to participate and to be part of Daesh, many of them, of course, they were vulnerable. In fact, most of them had faced one way or another discrimination. One way or another, they were lacking community cohesion. There was no sense of belonging. And this is why they were much more vulnerable to radicalization, much more vulnerable to fall into the traps of these extremists. These extremists welcomed them and obviously justified their ideology with religious text and distorted this religious text. On one hand, we have religious scholars that provide counter-narratives that ensure that the ideological factor is taken care of. And at the same time, we need also the social factor to be addressed. We need politicians, the larger society, to embrace every single person in our society. In fact, in Ireland, the approach has been mainly from the government to accept refugees and to give them the basic fundamental requirements and necessities, to give them housing, to give them food and give them clothing, etc. And many of these are, as you know, they are in these asylum centers in direct provision, where although you have a roof and you have peace and security, but if you have to live in the same small room for the next many months and years, and you've had already faced trauma, you've already faced a lot of difficulty, and to live then in such isolation again makes the person more vulnerable to radicalization. I absolutely accept that. It is not an ideal situation, and they lack mental health support.